Hello and welcome to our final session of our T-Level launch day. We're covering our final of the 4 topics of subjects that we'll be studying or starting. Oh my gosh, my words are losing now. I've done too many of these. The final of the 4 subjects that we'll be starting as of September 2021. We're rounding off with our construction T-Level, and we are joined by Programme Area Manager Neil. How are you doing, Neil?
Good. Great, thanks. Hi, everyone. Thank you for attending today's session.
Do you want to sort of tell us a little bit about yourself and your role at the college?
Yeah, hi. I'm Neil McManus, obviously Programme Manager for the electrical department, but currently role is to look at T-levels for the whole of the construction department. We're part of the World Skills judges. We're privileged at Leicester College to have 2 World Skills judges across construction. And part of the job then is all working together to look at how we can implement T-levels.
Fantastic, cool. So you can tell us a little bit about the construction T-levels and the specialisms. So I shall let you take it away with that one.
Right. Okay. So construction T-levels will be across 3 different pathways this year. One will be electrical, plumbing and heating, and carpentry and joinery. There may be further T-levels that will come into place as we progress on T-levels. Okay, why do a T-level? Well, a T-level, you've got 2 routes. You want to choose a qualification that's got hands-on, a technical qualification that's going to be used for future growth of industry, or do you wish to do a T-level that's academic? So the T-levels we'll be running in construction will include a technical qualification in electrical, carpentry and joinery, plumbing and heating. You will be asked to carry out an industrial work placement, and we'll talk more about that in a while, along with functional skills maths at level 2 or English in maths GCSE grade 4. Without your maths in English, you will not achieve this qualification. The other purpose of the T-level is to create transferable skills which will lead to you progressing into higher education, into an apprenticeship, or into the workforce. They're equivalent to 3 A-levels. Next slide, please. Okay. Thanks, Ashton. T-levels are a 2-year
I think we're having a couple of technical issues with Neil. I think his Wi-Fi has dropped out, so we'll wait to see if he can come back. The industry placements, I'll sort of explain a little bit about those while we wait for him to come back. So they basically give you the opportunity to develop your technical skills and actually get work experience in a employer that's doing the job that you're interested in doing in the future. So if you're doing a carpentry course, you'll obviously take on a carpentry industry placement, which basically means you go out with a carpenter or a joiner and be able to come out and get those skills at the other end of it because you've worked with them, and they'll give you the tips and tricks of the trade, which are really, really useful to have as a student. So you complete approximately 45 days, which is 315 hours. So what that'll mean is you may be at a employer 1 day a week, but for the rest of the week you'll be with us in college. It's sort of the reverse of an apprenticeship, where you'd normally have 80% placement and 20% with us. You'll be doing 80% with us and 20% with your employer. So it's giving you the skills and the qualification to get out into the world and do construction in various ways. So the qualifications are made by employers. So employers are made a massive part of coming up with these qualifications, which means that these skills that are being taught are really, really useful in the real world because they were developed by employers. And also make sure that when you come out of the end of it, you've not got people going, well, you haven't got the experience, but how are you meant to get the experience if they can't give you a job? So that's something to be really sort of looking out for as you go forward doing a placement. So as I said, 20% of the time studying towards your T level will be done on a placement. And like I said, it also might be done in a day, or you could do it sort of a day a week, or maybe you do it over the space of about 2 weeks in one block. You'll just go out and work with your employer. Again, really good about entry placements is we give you those skills as you go through during the week. So get to the Friday or maybe the 2 week block with your placement and be able to gain those skills from your employer. And then we give you those skills and you go out in the workplace and you actually do a really good job because you already have those skills already. Now, do bear with me. We are waiting for Neil to come back. He has had some technical difficulties. Hopefully he'll come back before I make a mistake, but we'll move on to the next slide anyway. So the first route is the electrical and plumbing route. So with construction, you can go into certain routes. Obviously, you've got carpentry, electrical and plumbing. So electrical and plumbing, again, you have to do the 350 hours of industry placement. I think Neil is back. I'll just wait for him to pop his head in. Right, here we are. Hi, Neil.
Sorry about that, everybody.
That's all right, don't worry.
Wi-Fi drops out, so I'm using my mobile phone. Obviously, we got to industrial placements and the need to carry out 45 days industrial placement. The aim of them industrial placements are to place you with an electrician, with a plumber and heating engineer, or with a carpentry and joinery in the specialism trades. They will support the qualification on site and help you understand the theory that you're learning as well. So we'll embed the theory into the industrial placement. If you want to go to the next slide, please. Okay, so what route? So we're going to look at the electrical, technical, engineering and heating units now. Within a T level, whether it's carpentry and joinery, plumbing, or the electric technical qualification, there's a core unit. And the core unit's made up of site skills and site understanding, whether it's looking at the renewable energy, sustainable energy, the carbon footprint, health and safety on site. Okay, so that makes up the core unit. You'll then have to undertake a specialist unit. And in this case, next slide, please. In the case of doing electrical installation, you'll undertake the unit 353 that will cover the installation in domestic buildings, commercial buildings, hotels, basically anything, any electrical installation system that you can think of, you'll cover during the specialist unit. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, I am on performance outcomes. Sorry, because I'm looking on my phone. It's really hard.
Right. It's the specialism units for plumbing.
Plumbing. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, within the specialism plumbing, you with plumbing and heating, you're going to do 2 specialist units. One of them's in plumbing, and the other one's in heating. And if later on you can recapture these slides and view them again, you will get to see the performance outcomes. So in plumbing, you're going to learn how to install bathrooms, radiators, as well as looking at heating systems that are in domestic houses and commercial buildings. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is the plumbing specialism. So please excuse me because it's really small to see after everything crashed. Basically, again, plumbing, there's two specialism units. One's heating and the other one is plumbing engineer. So plumbing engineers, you'll be fitting copper pipes, plastic PVC, push fit piping and steel works. So if you're in a school or college, if you look around, you'll find that most of their heating systems are steel, installed in steel, where in a domestic house, it tends to be copper piping or PVC piping. You'll also look at the waste. If you think, where does all this wastewater go to? How does that toilet system flushing work? So anything to do with plumbing in your bathroom, you'll learn all about. And then further advanced is you'll be learning about heating systems. Can we go to the next slide, please?
Of course we can.
Okay, so just to recap, because I know I've missed a lot, was the two BSE routes. There are two T levels at BSE route. One is electrical installation and the other one is for plumbing and heating engineers. Okay, they'll do a core unit and either one or two specialism routes. We're now looking at on-site construction pathway for carpentry and joinery. Again, within carpentry and joinery and all T levels, you have to do a core unit. This core unit, they're very similar across both areas in that it's the health and safety. Who are the different people on site? Who has responsibility under health and safety at works? Who manages the environmental side? What sustainable materials will you use to construct and build with? So that's the core unit. The specialist unit, next slide please. The specialist unit in carpentry and joinery, you'll start looking at complex timber-based building products. So nowadays, a lot of houses have a wooden built-in structure on the inside, and then they're cladded in brickwork. If you look at all your roof trusses that are out there on building sites, before the tiles go on a roof, the roof trusses are the wooden structures that need making, the angles and design of those and the pitches. So you're going to learn not only about building structures, but you'll learn how to hang doors, how to install skirting boards, how to fit door frames, as well as some of the skills used for manufacturing, manufacturing of the different types of joints that are used for gluing the products together. Okay, so you'll learn about different joints, different fixing techniques, and different types of wood and the strengths that they have to use. Okay, I think that brings me to the end of those slides.
Fantastic.
Okay, so,
thanks, Neil. I know there's a bit of a technical difficulty there. I hope that everyone enjoyed my small ad lib that I did in the middle there about industrial placements, but that was fine. So a couple of questions really that I sort of have in terms of T levels. So when you say they have the core subjects and the specialisms, when exactly do students get to choose their specialisms?
Okay, they'll choose a route at the start of their course. So when they come to enroll on a T level, we're obviously looking, preferably the entry criteria is that they've currently got the maths and English, or at least one of them that we can develop further. The core module that all students will undertake will be undertaken year one across all three pathways. However, you'll also be learning in year one the specialism route. So you'll choose what route you want to go down before you start the course. So you need to have a clear understanding of what does an electrician do? Why do I want to be an electrician? What's the future for an electrician? And then you could look at the same in plumbing and heating. What jobs do they do? What's involved? What's the future? And you choose a route that suits you as an individual.
Cool.
So,
perfect.
you know,
So,
what skill set have I got? If you
Yeah.
like working with wood and you like building things and being creative, then that could be the route for you.
yeah.
If you like problem solving, designing, then it could be electrical installation or plumbing and heating.
Fair enough. So you get to choose quite early on then in the process of starting the course, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So in terms of, you know, progression after they finish the courses, what kind of thing can students expect to do after they finish their T level?
Okay, so depending again what route you go down. So if you finish your T level in carpentry and joinery, you may wish to progress into higher education. You may move into an apprenticeship, be on site. Great, Eddie. I'm using my phone and receiving phone calls as well. Technology. Sorry about this.
It's all right. Don't
worry. Apprenticeship, higher education, or employment.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing, you know, like if an electrician, which I know quite a bit about, hopefully I do, you may choose to be into heating engineer, smart homes that are controlled by your phone. If you think of somewhere like the O2 Conference Centre in London, that's all controlled by an app on a laptop. You may get into an apprenticeship, or you may wish to move into higher education and become a design engineer. And that's very similar for a plumbing and heating engineer as well. Before you start installing, you've got to have someone who's got the ability and knowledge to design these systems to ensure they work and work safely. So higher education, apprenticeships, or progressing to a different route associated with that pathway in employment.
Amazing. So are there any exams on this T-level course?
Yeah. Okay. So it's not just exam based, it's also got projects assigned to it as well. So you will get some online tests, and you'll obviously get project based tests as well that you need to undertake for each one. So the core unit will have 2 exams, and a project, an industry project. So these T levels have been developed alongside employers. So an employer or a group of employers have produced a project that you'll need to complete that's based around the core unit. You'll then have a specialism unit that's been developed by the City and Guilds that will be assignment based. So it could involve a small install, a design project, and a test inspection in fault finding project that's linked to the final gateway that an apprentice would undertake.
Amazing, cool.
Yeah, so it's got exams, but they're not just all online. Some are written,
and some of those are obviously they're things that you need to be aware of, and you know, in real life, you'd have to be able to figure out the issue with a circuit or something along those lines to do with electronics.
Yeah, it's about fault finding, testing, inspection. Make sure all the systems are safe to work. If it's you know, if you've got an heating system, you don't want everyone getting burnt by it. So again, it's controlling the heat and the flow of water and pressure, which you need to learn about and develop.
Fantastic. So will students be able to find their own industry placements? And if they can't find their own one, will they be able to get the help in order to find the industry placement?
We always encourage students to, when they're applying for any course, really, is what's the end product? Well, the end product is to be an electrician, plumber, or carpentry and joinery. So if you've got any brothers, sisters, mums, dads, aunties, uncles, that's my first place that I start looking for an industry placement. The next thing, if you're a member of any local clubs, sports clubs, who's there that do you know that is currently an electrician or carpentry and joinery or plumber? And if that doesn't work and you've lost all that, we do have a team at Leicester College that are actively working and actively engaging with employers to help you find this industrial placement.
I find that mums and dads always know a builder or a plumber. They always know someone that can do it. So definitely start with the people closest to you.
Yeah.
So in terms of sort of the benefits to students, what are the benefits to students for doing a T level over maybe like a BTEC?
Okay. Well, it's technical skills. It's hands-on. It's the equivalent of an apprenticeship. The only difference is an apprentice in work full time. So where an apprentice would work 80%, 4 days a week and come to college 1 day a week, you'll be coming to college maybe 2 or 3 days a week and working 1 or 2 days a week with a carpentry and joiner or electrician or plumber and gas engineer. Yeah. So the benefits are you're developing the skills that are required for the chosen route that you're in. If you want to be a carpentry and joiner and you're doing a BTEC course, but you don't develop any practical skills, then you've not got much chance of getting a job. This is to help people that want to be electricians, want to be plumbing and heating engineers, carpentry and joinery. At college, we're going to teach you the basic skills sets that you can then take into an industrial placement or employer and progress from there.
Amazing.
Yeah, so we're going to it's the basic hand skills that you'll develop.
Yeah. So I think that's all the questions I have for you. Is there anything that you'd like to sort of say to students in terms of like advice to doing a T levels or anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, the only advice I'd do is obviously it's a difficult year. You're coming up to leaving college to apply for a T level. Please concentrate on your English and maths this year. So you don't have to study English and maths when you're at college. That allows you more time to do an industry placement. If possible, do some research online before you come, looking at the different trades that you're going to apply for to make sure that's a trade that interests me. I've been unable to express or demonstrate that today, but I can assure you that electrics, plumbing and heating, carpentry are really interesting jobs. And there's some great structures out there, that you can go and look at that have been built out of wood. These are the things you should be looking. That interests me. I want to be a carpentry and joiner. If it's electrical, fire alarms, heating engineers, solar panels, there's thousands of different jobs, but you need this T level as a pathway to get you into that final destination where you want to be in employment. Yeah, so research, work, maths and English.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us, Neil. I know there was a bit of technical issues there in the middle, but we pulled through, we smashed it. It's no big. So if you have any other questions about T levels, or you're watching this after it's finished, and you have any questions, either email us at info@leicestercollege.ac.uk or send us a message on any of our social media platforms over to help you out. All of our T level courses are available to be applied for now. So if you have any courses that you were interested in, if any of the ones today that you've sort of found interesting, you can apply for them now on our website. There is a link in the comments section below which you can click on and have a look at your T level courses. But I think that's all from us today. We're back in October with our open day. So if you do have any questions about T levels or any of the course areas, you can join us for our October open day and sign up to that on our website as well. Just click on our website and it should be the banner in front of your face. You can't miss it. Again, thank you so much for joining us, Neil, and thank you guys so much for watching. This has been our launch day. I hope that you've all found it very thoroughly informative, and we'll be back very soon. Thanks for watching. See ya.
Cheers, bye.